Welcome back to Actually Aubrey, and we're doing Ready to Love, Season 5, and it's the X Files. And let's welcome in Alex W. Leith.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Doing the X Files. This is not Mulder and Scully. This is Ready to Love.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's so funny when I saw the title of this week's episode. I said I don't know if the demographics for this show are gonna recognize the X Files. What do you think?
No, they don't. They don't. That's
That's kind of more us me. I don't know. What was that show on? Was that the 90s? It's so long ago. It was so long ago.
yeah, it was a while back. This demographic, it was before the millennials. So I'm gonna tell you though, they don't know.
Yeah. Okay, right. Well, let's get started on. Let me just do something real quick. Take care of this little business right here. I love that. By the
Yeah.
way, that's sponsored by Cameshia Reviews, right? So, okay. So, what do you think? What did you think of? Well, first of all, let me back up. How's things going with the house hunting and the home buying? How's that process coming along?
Oh man, a lot of documents, very stressful, but the
Hmm.
end of the week calmed down a little bit toward the end of the week. They pretty much got everything they need up to this point. So
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear.
yeah, so we're basically going through. The owner has to take care of some small things with the house, and we'll just work our way toward closing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah,
And also this week you celebrated, or last week you celebrated your birthday.
yeah, that was Friday. I'm a little tired today, believe it or not. um
A little hungover, perhaps.
little tired, little hungover, a little full, ate a lot of food,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so it kind of ran its course. But I'm gonna celebrate all month, and like I tell everybody that listens to the podcast, to please just subscribe as a gift to me. We're gonna celebrate all month, so
All month.
yeah,
We're
all month.
celebrating all month by subscribing and liking videos and watching videos and sharing with friends, right?
Right, and go back and watch past videos because there were some awesome ones that we done in the past. So if you're a new subscriber, just go back and listen and click and comment on those as well.
And I want to recognize Ellen V. She's out there. Thank you, Ellen, for being participatory. And she says, wait. She says, "Happy birthday, Alex." Oh,
Thank you,
wait a minute.
Ellen.
Wait a minute. Alan, you got jokes. You didn't tell me you were a comedian, your side job. Ellen
Yeah,
says, I'll take a shot for you, Alex.
yeah. Take a shot of Douce for me. You ever hear Douce? Take a shot of Douce.
What's that? Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? Hey, we're being joined by a special guest. Let me get him in. Okay, hold on. And thanks for letting me know because I did not hear you come in, dear. All right.
Hey, how are y'all?
Hey, Jeremy. Hey, we've got, okay. So, Jeremy, let me introduce you to Alex W. Leaf. And this is Jeremy of Jeremy Speaks. He's got his own podcast on the YouTube streets, and he is so awesome.
What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
I'm doing great. Doing great. I'm always great.
That's always good to hear.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jeremy, do you drink Douce?
No, I'm more of a crown vanilla type of dude. I like my alcohol to taste sweet and smooth. I'm not. I don't like that. I don't like that alcohol that burn the back of my throat. You know.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy, we got that in common. We have that in common because I
Look,
definitely don't either. I like it sweet. Like, sometimes every now and then a little bit of Grand Marnier hits a girl just right.
like I had an auntie who was able to drink that hard liquor, like the what they call it, it's like E&V or something like that, VO.
Oh yeah. EVO, yeah, EVOS, I think it is.
Oh yeah, I don't know, because for the most part, I'm gonna tell you, for the most part, I am really more of a wine person myself. I really am. But every now and then, I'll have like a mixed drink. But Jeremy, for me, it has to be sweet. I don't know. I got baby taste. Okay, when it comes to drinking, I got baby
Me,
taste.
look, let me tell you, like me too. My friend, one of my friends was I was actually just playing a couple of video games with one of my good friends, and he was talking about how I never really drink when we go out. I'm like, I need the lightest or the best drink or the best tasting drink possible. I can't do that with hard liquor. I
Right,
cannot.
right.
It's
Get
something about it that gives me Robitussin.
Well, give me okay. We're gonna get started, but go ahead, give me Jeremy real quick. Give me like if you were out at a bar right now, you were ordering something. What would you order?
I will order some whiskey and coke.
Some what now?
Like,
Say again.
whiskey and coke will probably
Oh
be my
yeah.
go-to.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
some whiskey and coke.
All right, all right.
Wow.
And we got
Okay.
Ellen V out there. She's saying, yeah. She said Jeremy came in with the deep voice.
Yeah, because when I'm on my channel, I feel like I get I'm not one of those people who voices get deeper when as I get animated, my voice gets higher. So like when I'm really into the
Me
topic that I'm
too.
talking
Me
about,
too.
I start getting very animated. But when I'm not, I'm really chill anyway. So
Right, right. And Books with Kimberly, she says, me too. My drink has to be sweet. I guess she's saying that for what I said. That's right. That's right, Books with
right.
Kimberly.
Yeah,
Gotta be
what
sweet.
Jeremy was referring to, I think, too. He said his auntie drinks it. That's a brandy. I think EVOS is a brandy.
I
That's what I
don't
think.
know.
Okay.
I don't think
I
it's
don't
called
know.
EVOS. I think it's called I'm pretty sure it's called VO. Just the
Just
VO.
VO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's that upper level of is it brandy or something, but it's the upper, it's like the top shelf of that version of that, right?
yeah, and or she would drink gin. Look, let me
Yeah.
tell you something. I'm not I can't.
We're gonna come back in a couple of weeks. We're gonna do a whole show about drinks and whatnot. What did you guys think? Now I talked to earlier. I was able to talk to Alex, but Jeremy, we're gonna kind of we're gonna discuss that whole shabago with Eric and Dakia. We're gonna go hold that off for a minute, right? But what did you guys think of the beginning of the episode? The ladies are all in the ladies' lounge, I guess we could call it, and we're still dealing with that with Dakia. And the ladies, what do you think? Did the ladies kind of give her the side eye a little bit?
Yes, they did. I feel now. I think some of the ladies were giving a side eye. I don't think all of the ladies were. When it comes to the Dakia and Eric situation, I really do find it problematic that women are trying to give him a pass for touching her inappropriately. Now, I think it's a difference between flirting or even playfully flirting and you just walking up to somebody and groping them. You have no right to do that. And
No.
a lot of people are using the fact that Dakia has flirted with other guys sexually on the show, but none of those guys were Eric, and Eric was not even on the show at that time nor in those scenes. Anyway, I just don't understand how girls are just saying it's okay for the consent to be transferred
Yeah.
to another dude because you're doing something with another guy. That's
Right.
like saying because I have a husband who I
Right.
have sex with, that's okay for you to try to have sex with me because I have sex with my husband. That's
Right.
not the same thing.
Well, okay, but we're gonna discuss the deeper inner workings of it. So what I was just trying to say was just like on the surface level. What did you think? Do you think the women were a little? Some of the women were a little annoyed, because certainly it wasn't all of the women. But do you feel like maybe some of the women were a little annoyed at her?
I definitely felt like we can sense it with Carmen. Carmen definitely, but I feel like Carmen wants to have a problem with Dakia. I think Dakia
Exactly.
is paying her dust. She wants to be in this situation between Eric and Kia, and I don't understand as to why, especially with something this serious. But I definitely saw them looking at. Well, I would just say I noticed Carmen look at her crazy. I didn't think
I
in that scene.
Yeah, I thought, and I want to bring you in too. So, Alex, what are you thinking? Because I got something to say, but I want Alex to go ahead and give his thoughts.
No,
on
I
it
think that Carmen, you know the characters from the superheroes, the X-Men, and you got Cyclops got those razor eyes. He just shoot eyes and shoot through you. They cut right through you.
Okay.
I think that's the way Carmen looked at Dakia when she was doing that.
Yeah,
that
she
look,
did. She
gave
did.
her such a look where if looks could kill, the Dakia would have dropped dead right there on the spot.
But
What do
like,
you think, guys? Okay, so outside of like I said, what we're saving for later with the whole Dakia and Eric debacle. That's coming up a little bit later. Don't just hold on. But what do you think? What do you think the energy, even before all of this happened with Eric? What do you think the energy with Carmen? What's the problem that Carmen has with Dakia? Because I don't really get it. Do you guys get it?
Carmen got a problem with all the ladies, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
She got
Okay.
a problem with all the ladies.
So she just
Car-
don't like competition. Is that what you're saying, Alex?
she
I
she
think she
just
loves the competition, but she's going to win at all costs.
Okay.
That's what she's out to prove, that she's going to win
Okay.
at all costs, no matter what she has to do, who she got to step on, who throat she has to cut, whatever that is, she's going to win.
What were you saying, Jeremy? You said what? What do you think it is?
I think she's insecure.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what I
she
see.
I think she gets her validation from guys' attention. And when she sees that
Mm-hmm.
there's other
Yep.
women that are vying for the attention of the guys that she likes,
Right.
or some guy that she feels that she should be getting the attention by, she'll automatically have an issue with them. She knows Eric, and she I guess said that her and Eric had some type of chemistry from back in the past or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, quote
It
unquote.
was a business relationship. She hired him to cook for her on a couple of
Mhm.
occasions in the past because he's a professional chef and things of that
Right.
nature. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a whole lot of load of malarkey that Carmen even likes Eric. I think that's a whole line of malarkey, but I won't go deep into that. But I want to say hey there to one of our frequent viewers. Let's talk with Sheila, who's also got an awesome podcast. We got all these content creators in here today. Oh Lord. Oh,
Well,
I'm
that's a
just so
great thing.
excited.
It's a great
Yeah.
thing. We all support each other. It's a wonderful thing.
That is a great thing, and we do. You're right. We really do. And Cameshia's review crew, we all support each other. Um, Sheila says Carmen definitely had a side eye for Dakia. Yep, I think so. Absolutely, absolutely,
And the other
Sheila.
thing about Carmen, and I don't know if Jeremy want to sign off on this or not.
Mhm.
Even if Carmen doesn't like a guy or have a connection with a guy, she's satisfied just to disrupt his connection with another woman. She's
Yes.
satisfied
Oh
with
my
that.
God. I think I've
Messy,
already said
just
that in one of the
messy,
reviews.
just
Like,
messy, huh? Just a
and
messy woman.
exactly. And that's why I keep on saying I don't think that she came here for love. I think that she's the female version of Laverne.
Yeah.
They're like they
Oh my God. This is why I love you, Jeremy. You took the words out of my mouth. I was thinking earlier. I said, but I'm
yeah,
gonna save it. She is. They both
yeah.
to me strike me as people who are very insecure. It's interesting that they're both former military. And I think I heard earlier that you might be military. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm former military.
Okay. Well,
I served from 2013 to 2017.
Well, thank you for your service. Cause
No problem.
I love a military person. I really serious. And my family is my father, my daughter, my ex. So I love military people. And really when I say that I mean that genuinely. But I think it's interesting that they're both military people. Not saying that really is it. I think that at the core there's something that's going on with them that they're both like that. Like they
Mhm.
both strike me as, even though they come across initial glance that they're competent and not competent but confident, very confident, but there's also a deep underlying insecurity in both of them, and I think that's why they always
Yeah.
striving, always saying I'm number one, I'm the best, and it's just it's sickening almost.
Well,
Yeah.
I think for people like Demetrius and Laverne, there's no such thing as formal military. They're military all day, every day. They carry it.
That's true, that's true,
They just
that's true.
carry that, and they live a very structured, disciplined life, and it has to be their way or the highway. This
Yeah,
is what I'm
there's
Well,
there's a
seeing.
lot
again,
there's a lot of that. But now we're gonna move on. Okay, so what do you guys think about these dates with the exes? You've got um Joy and her ex, and of course, she's got to have Clifton, and you got Laverne. So how did these guys perform in this date circumstance? Okay, what did you think?
Well, Jeremy, you can
um,
go first.
um, I'm not gonna lie. I really loved Clifton's perform. I'm talking about like he's acting, but I'm saying I like the way that Clifton
How
reacted and
how he
acted.
react? Hmm.
Yeah, I felt that he showed that to me, he seemed like a person that will react that way if they see somebody they're really interested in conversing with an ex. I feel like, to
Yeah,
me, I
it
feel
was
like,
real.
yeah, I feel like he represents an actual man that is showing intent and showing purpose. Like a lot of times these guys come onto this show and they don't want to pursue the women. They want the women to pursue and woo them. Like they are female. Like in this case, he's really showing up and showing out these ladies. He's really letting these ladies know, like, I'm really here to get to know y'all. Like I want to do that. And I love that.
Right.
I love a guy
So
that shows initiative.
okay. Now you, Alex, what did you think about the two gentlemen and Joy's ex?
I think Clifton kept it real. You know, what kind of ex are you? You know, do you just call on holidays, or are you that shoulder to cry on? Because the shoulder to cry on can turn into something else to sit on. He was just
Ooh,
keeping it real.
Oh
yeah.
my lord! Oh my lord! I'm clutching my
And
pearls over
and
here.
and I'm gonna just tell you, a lot of times in my own life experience,
Oh
sometimes
my.
exes hang around for that, and you can fall into that. There's a comfort level with an ex.
Okay.
If it wasn't a bad breakup, like there was no abuse or this kind of thing or that, if there was nothing real bad, you guys just decided to go your separate ways. So there's a comfort level with them. They're
Mhm.
always that spare tire going on a long trip.
Yeah. Now.
If one of your tires blow, there go the spare.
Oh, there's that spare. Oh, you
There's that
stop it.
spare.
Sheila kind of agrees with you apparently, because she says Clifton was showing exactly how he felt about the ex dating. She said he wasn't feeling it at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I was
Mm-mm.
I was scared. I was scared for Joy's ex. I felt that at any moment Clifton was about to get out that seat and like literally lay hands on him.
Ooh.
Like he like
Uh-oh.
Clifton looked like he was ready to fight at any
Now,
moment.
Clifton, I think he really digs Joy, doesn't he?
Yeah, I really do. And if you go onto his Instagram, he's really giving up posts about her. Like he just honored her for International Women's Day or something like that. And
I
then
did not see that. I'm gonna have to do that. But wait a minute. Hold on. Hold tight, guys. I got to do this.
All righty.
All right. Yeah. I didn't see that. Jeremy, really, on his IG page? I have to go over there and look at it.
Mhm. I'm interested
Uh-oh.
to know if they're actually together or if they're just really good friends at this point. But I don't. But yeah, he made like 2 or 3 Facebook posts about Joy.
Oh my goodness. See there? Okay, so we're gonna find out more as this season goes along. I am really looking forward to the reunion. But
Mhm.
But
so
you got to think too. She prepared her ex. Joy prepared her ex for Laverne. She didn't prepare her ex for Clifton because she knew Laverne was going to come in there guns blazing, and she knew
right.
it. You know,
Oh, before we move on, that's what I wanted to ask you guys. What did you both, and Jeremy, you can go first. What did you guys think of Laverne, and how he kept, like, plying the X with, yeah, I'll cash app you and it'll be a real nice cash app. What did you think of that?
I'm just like, look, I'm tired of Laverne. Like I said, him and Carmen. I want both of them to go. Like I'm ready for Laverne to get off my screen. He's not here for love. She's not here for love. I'm tired of the Laverne and Shirley duo. Like I'm gonna get over it.
Oh, I never thought of that, Laverne. Shirley. Okay, Carmen being the Shirley. Okay. Oh my, she not gonna like that. She is not gonna like that. What about you, Alex? What did you think about Laverne's antics with Joy's ex?
well, listen, Laverne's just being himself. You know, love him or hate him, this is who he is. Now, whether it's a ruse to cover up some other insecurities or whatever, only he truly knows that. But I know he's been consistent throughout the season. And Jeremy mentioned that, you know, you see guys that they don't want to pursue, they want to be pursued. You know, Laverne has been one of those guys from episode 1. He sat back at the mixer waiting for women to come to him. He got his own little corners. Like,
Yeah, he did.
you know, if
He
y'all
did.
if y'all don't
He
come to me, y'all
absolutely
don't
did.
get this, you know, kind of thing. So he was like that. Paul was like that in the beginning, although Paul has changed somewhat as the season has gone on. But early on, Paul wanted to be pursued. He kind of, you know, set back with this post
Yeah.
office, I deliver type thing. If you want me to
Well,
deliver,
yeah.
come get your mail, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So, but yeah, so there's a lot of that going on. But I think at the date, I think Laverne was just being Laverne, and I think he was being
Okay.
overwhelming. And the ex saw that, and I think the ex kind of took more to Clifton because he sensed Clifton as being more genuine, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, I think his words were something like, and I'm paraphrasing, his words, the ex, Joy's ex, was something like, the other guy seemed more superficial, speaking about Laverne.
Yeah, he
And
did say that.
that's the feeling that you get from him is oh, these comments got me rolling. Ellen V, stop it. Ellen V says Paul delivers. He delivered a pickle. But guys, we're gonna move on because we got a lot of stuff to cover. We're gonna move on. What about now? Here we are. Here we are at this big moment. Eric comes to resign. Okay, now we can talk about it. Let's go. Let's go ahead and get into it about this whole Dakia and Eric situation. Hey there, Kia. Hey, girl.
Yeah. I think what's interesting about it is, I guess Eric kind of did the only thing he really could do at this point. Um, because to continue on the show with all that tension and knowing he did this, and it would rub off to the other women.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, okay. It would rub off to the other women or whatever, and they would all kind of, get uncomfortable with that. And even the kid said, listen, when we was taking the photos, she didn't have a problem with him putting his hand around her waist and pulling her clothes. They were going to take a picture. That was fine. It's when he started to ride his hands upward, to her breast and so forth. That's where it went left. Okay.
That's where it went
left. So,
very left.
and by him talking to Tommy and saying, listen, I'm just going to bow out. I'm not here to make people uncomfortable and so forth. He didn't have any choice in the matter, in my opinion. That's what he had to do.
Right. What about you, Jeremy?
I don't like Eric. I have never liked Eric.
Damn. Well, damn, Jeremy. Tell us the truth, Jeremy.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've been saying that since I first seen him. I've been saying that he's very much suspect in multiple ways than one.
We talked about this. Yeah, we're not gonna get too deep into that. But skim the surface.
But I just don't like the way he's moved on the show. As far as he was gossiping about Dakia and then all of this. Who actually believed that he was just putting his hands up towards her breast? Like, he said that you grabbed her breast, bro. And
she's not a small chest woman, so you can't miss her. You cannot miss her breast. Dakia,
she ain't got no breast, but she do got breast.
She very gifted up there, right.
So I just, in my opinion, I just feel that he decided to leave because not only because he knew that he was starting to look bad and he didn't want his business bad, but
there you go.
Who was really interested in him in all actuality? Nobody.
Right. Nobody.
Carmen wasn't really interested in him. I mean, she was probably just used him just to stay on the show longer, but she was gonna end up with him. And then on top of that, Dakia lost interest in him, so the only thing he could do was go home.
Right.
Yeah, he came across as a little short, twerp,
Right.
Oh Lord. And for those of you out there, we are not opposed to people who are vertically challenged, but we're just saying. Okay, Alex, what about you? What are you thinking about the whole thing in terms of how he bowed out gracefully? Do you think that was what do you think was behind that for the most part?
Well, I kind of agree with Jeremy. I mean, who was he going to go to next? I mean, Carmen for Carmen, he was just a little plaything or whatever. They had a past, so it's like, why didn't y'all hook up before Ready to Love?
Exactly. So, that's my question. I always go back to that. If you guys knew each other for years before the show, why haven't you hooked up by now? Why would you wait to come on a nationally televised show where you got cameras in front of your face watching you? Why couldn't you have hung out and gotten involved and gotten close to one another before now? But I think I know the answer to that.
It's because best girlfriends. That's why they good Judies. They wasn't interested in each other romantically.
Thank you. Don't play in my face. Don't play in my face, because now Jeremy says he doesn't remember this, if I recall from earlier today. But Alex, I'm going to ask you, what did you see when a couple of episodes ago, or maybe even last episode, when they were out on the date? And this is Eric. He was out on the date with Carmen, and Carmen said, "Oh, you can touch on me," and she kind of put out her arm toward him. What did you see in that touch? Did you see any chemistry? What did you observe? Because I don't want it to just be coming from me, and then I'll give my opinion on that. But you go ahead.
I didn't see any chemistry. I saw something that was, I guess, kind of being forced. You know, he was clearly uncomfortable. He smiled through it, but it's
Thank
like
you.
she was initiating and he was uncomfortable. He didn't really want to reciprocate or whatever the case may be.
And when
Which,
you say he didn't want to reciprocate, he didn't want to reciprocate what? He didn't
as
want to
far as
reciprocate.
far as touching her the way she wanted to touch him and that kind of thing. So
Thank you.
and the funny thing is, okay, you're afraid to touch Carmen, but you want to touch the Kia, apparently.
And see, this is why I say that sometimes with men in these cases where there's some type of touch that is a personal area, I say this. I've said this to you. I said this before when we talked about this. Men will do that, or the perpetrator, male or female, will do this in a business setting, in a social setting, to get the upper hand. It's really not about sex. It's really not about attraction. It's about, I'm going to do this because I want to embarrass you. Because honestly, and this is just my opinion, I feel like Eric did this as a way to eliminate Dakia, because I think he thought she was going to fall down and be so embarrassed and say, you know what, I want out. I eliminate myself. Now, does anybody else see that?
Because I'm gonna tell you, you cannot touch a breast by accident. You may
Not
be able
big
to
ones, no.
you may be able to walk by, maybe graze it with your shoulder or your arm because you're walking too close. But as far as grabbing a breast, it's hard to do that by accident. I've grabbed a lot of breasts in my day, and it was all intentional. You know.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
It was all intentional. I assure you.
Okay, here's your. Had to give him a raspberry, Jeremy. You'll never get that, but that's special for Alex, okay? But yeah, but I say that though. I really feel like there's touching and then there's touching, and those kind of touchings a lot of times because I've been in a situation years ago when I was at University of Michigan where a guy literally would try to trap me on my way to class, and this was at the time, this was a police officer that was in a law enforcement class that I had at U of M. And I say that he really wanted me to quit. But when he found out that I wasn't going to quit and then I reported him, it's an issue. But you know what? You're not going to make me quit. People sometimes do this. And I don't want to keep saying men because women have done things too. Okay. I want to be very clear about that. But I think that people use this tactic sometimes because they're trying to eliminate you from what you're trying to accomplish in life. And I'm so glad that Dakia did not stop, that she kept on the show. I really feel that way. I'm sorry. And I don't want to overtalk.
She stood her ground.
She stood her ground.
Mm-hmm.
She stood her ground.
Listen,
I mean, whether people like it or not, or whether they believe it was Eric was in the wrong or she was in the wrong. Hey, you know what? She stood her ground.
This is a woman in engineering. She ain't no punk.
Not at all. Not at all.
If that's what he was trying to do, then he sorely misread her.
He misread her. But yeah, speaking of engineering, didn't he tell us when we were first introduced to him in the blind date? Didn't Eric tell us that he's also an engineer?
What, Eric? He's a chef, isn't he?
No. Okay. I'm gonna go to Jeremy. Jeremy, do you recall on the blind date that Eric, when they were saying, so Eric was saying, yes, I'm an engineer, and Nakia said, I'm an engineer, and then he said, I'm a systems engineer, and she said, I'm also a systems engineer, and then he said, and my uncle had cancer, and she said, I had cancer. Does anybody recall that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I definitely
okay. I'm not out here on a limb. I'm telling you, that guy is an engineer. He decided to become a chef, Alex, to what you're saying. He is a chef, but he wasn't always a chef. He's an engineer. So I think there's a whole component in there going on with Eric about, his bravado, because engineering was and is still a male dominated field. And oftentimes I can tell you, as a woman who's worked in male dominated fields, men do not like women coming into those fields getting their shine.
I'll definitely agree with that.
Wait, so are you saying that he grabbed her? Wait, so are you saying that he grabbed her milkshakes because she was an engineer?
No.
Her milkshakes.
No. Follow what I'm. No. Let me back it up. What I'm trying to say is, I think that's one. I think that's something that can start okay. So sometimes in life, men do not. What I'm trying to say, sometimes in life, in general, whether it's engineering, whether it's let's say skilled trades, whatever the thing may be, there are times when men, because they feel like they're superior for whatever reason, I don't know because I'm not a man, but for whatever reason, they don't like women who are in their same trade, profession, or occupation. Let's start there. But what I'm saying about in this situation, my thought, my best guess, and this is just a guess, I feel like Eric wanted to get rid of Takia. I don't think it had anything to do with engineering, but let's look at it. He was plotting with Carmen. That's the way I feel. He was plotting with Carmen because look at what they were saying at the table when he was giving that awkward rub to Carmen's arm, where we felt like where I felt like it was very awkward and very unnatural. That wasn't really what he really wanted to do. But he was on Carmen's side. You see what I'm saying? She had pull over him because why? She's a big client of his. They talked about that, right? Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Are you following me where my logic now, Jeremy? Do I have you kind of understanding what I was trying to say?
I get it now.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't just about, but I was just bringing up the fact that they both were systems engineers, which I think could have kind of triggered something too. Because sometimes men, like I said, again, it's just some men, not all men, but some men really don't like women getting their shines and feels that they feel like, well, I went into this field and it's 99.9% male dominated. It's just like the same thing. Like I always use the combination. It's a lot like racism. You know what I'm saying? White people sometimes, Caucasians sometimes don't like black people in their fields because, well, hey, this has been dominated by us for so long. Why are you golfing now? You don't need to be here.
Why are you golfing now?
Well, I'm just saying.
Why are you playing tennis? Because we tend to take over. They know we're going to take over. That's why. That's a big fear in that.
We're gonna get to the top. That's one way or the other.
But what I'm confused about is like, why would he be? I mean, why would he feel that way when he kind of left that industry, to turn into Martha Stewart? So
right. But again, I'm not saying that in this instance with Takia, I feel like that could have been. Like, okay, like if somebody is jealous of you or dislikes you for whatever reason, let's say thing one is the thing that starts their dislike or their competitiveness towards you. Let's just even call it competitiveness. So in the moment when she said she was an engineer, but then let's move on past it. I'm not saying that's the reason. I think it was more related to Carmen, his plot or his connectedness with Carmen. I want to say plot because I don't want to make it seem like a conspiracy. But if we see that he was connected to Carmen in whatever way, and they were trying to get to the end of it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I can see it.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's it, but we're gonna move on because I don't want to.
Can I say hello to somebody, Aubrey?
Sure, absolutely.
I want to say hello to my girl in the chat. Bringing the power, Kia Simone. Have you ever heard that theme song on her podcast? That is the most beautiful theme song. Y'all should go watch Kia Simone just to hear that theme song. What's up, Kia?
Put that bass in his voice. Okay. Right. So, guys, we're gonna move on from that part of it, and so
the next blind date.
Yeah, the next blind date. You've got Joy. We talked about that.
Who's the next one? It was
Ace.
Carmen with it was Ace.
There you go. Ace. Okay, what do you guys think about the Ace's blind date with her and her ex being there?
That was a good looking dude, man. And
you know what? I really respect you for admitting that.
Yeah.
He was. But wait a minute, did anybody feel like he was a little young, or is it just me?
No, I felt like he was probably a little unemployed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely got that he was probably unemployed.
Yeah, he gave you kind of the starving artist kind of thing. Because she asked him, "Are you still painting?" He said, "Yes, that's my main thing. I'll paint you right now."
Right. He was up there trying to offer her a painting, and she was like, "You still owe me $45 on the rent." So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say, whether he looked a little young or not, he just was a very nice looking guy. And they both got that artsy look about them. So you can see why they were together. You can see that. Why it didn't work out. Nobody asked the question at none of these dates, why are you an ex? That's the question I was waiting for, but it never came.
That is an excellent question. You're right. Well, you know what? Well, now we don't know what we missed, what was edited out. Because let's face it, we saw about 5 minutes out of each date, and we know they were there for hours.
Wait, Aubrey. Look at Miss Creative. Look at Miss Creative's look at her comment and tell me I did not say something similar to that in my review when I was saying that I thought Devon was looking at Laverne in a certain type of way.
Oh Lord. You did say that. And I'm scrolling through because we did that little tirade about Eric and Dakia, and I got a little behind on my comments. So let me see if I can find it. Is it maybe right? Would this be it right here? Okay, Miss Creative says the X is sweeter. Oh Lord, I should have clicked that. I should have read it first. Lord have mercy. I put it on the screen. It says that the X is sweeter than sweet potato pie.
Now, what X we talking about?
We're talking about Joey's X, the young guy with the locks.
No, we're talking about Ace's X.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I said the wrong name, but you guys know I said lock, so I was talking about. I meant Ace, right? Okay. Oh my Lord. Okay, Devon was, I mean, when he swooped his hair over to the side, I got a little concerned. I'm like, okay, what's really going on? I never felt like he was masculine when he walked through the door. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry.
It was like the more bravado and masculinity that Laverne kept on emitting, it kept on intriguing him more and more and more. I promise you, it's like at one point he was leaning so far over his seat. He was leaning over Ace to look at Laverne. I was like, why aren't you looking at Tori like that?
Right. It's I'm laughing because you know what I say. Hey, Alex, what did I say earlier in the season? I say these shows and these producers and these shows about romance in a heterosexual world. What do? They play in our faces all the time.
Yeah. Well, listen, he may be the opposite of high. We know what that word is, okay? But it is what it is. They in that artsy kind of, entertainment, strange kind of world, almost where anything goes. That's the kind of world they live in.
I'm gonna say so. I'm gonna take a moment to say something here now. My those that know me personally, that my adult daughter lives in that DMV area, right? And so while I was there visiting her for her birthday last fall, some people were telling me, because I didn't know this. I've spent some time in DC, but I've never lived there or anything like that, like she does, and she's lived there for years. They were telling me, they said, the DMV is like Atlanta. And so when of course, when I hear Atlanta, I'm like, oh no. And they're like, oh yeah, it's very, very much like Atlanta. And one of the things about it, because the demographics of Black people that are there, the women and the men, a lot of the men, but particularly the women, are doing very well for themselves. It's a very high,
they're making money there.
They got a lot of high value women there. Let's just say it like, call it like
they're making money.
They're making money, and the men are there, and right. So I don't know whatever it is, what's going on. I'm trying to get to the comments and talk to you guys. But okay, so getting back to the date with
here's the bigger question for me, Aubrey, though. With Ace's date with Laverne, her ex, and Tori. Now I'm like,
that's what I thought too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm like, where did Tori come from? Where did we see Ace and Tori making the connection? I didn't see that. The only time I saw them doing anything together was when Ace was doing that kind of fake twerk. She can't twerk, But
no, not to save her life. No.
Right. So, but he grabbed her hand, was kind of dancing with her then. But other than that, I haven't seen them date. I haven't seen them interact or sit together or drink together or anything. So it's like, where did Tori come from as far as the interest for Ace? That came out of left field for me. Am I wrong?
Tori has been an interest for Ace. If I'm not mistaken, they were actually he actually used to read out his spoken word and poetry to her because he felt like he vibed with her on those levels. At one point, I felt like Tori was actually in the front, like front running in the competition, not competition, child, but you know, like he was
On the
actually
show.
had some type of connection with all the ladies on some type of level. He was able, it's like he was multi-layered. He was able to like identify or relate to them in some type of way. With her, he was able to relate as far as her poetic and artistic side, you know,
Okay.
because she's extremely eccentric. So he was
Yeah,
able
she
to
is.
connect her on that level. But
Right, right. I
he's been,
remember that. I think Alex doesn't remember it, but I do
yeah,
remember her and him with that. Yeah. So Alex,
no,
that to answer your question, there was some things going on with them, right?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
and Maud, my girl Maud is saying, Maud Afro Mama is saying yes, they did at the pool. So you know, you just gotta kind of. There's so many dates now. I think it's kind of hard to kind of keep up with who said what and who vibed with who. It's really kind of hard because we're not seeing everything. We know that we're just seeing a fraction of it. But guys, we gotta go back. So you know what? We missed a date. Um, there's Carmen and Mr. Zaddy. Okay, you know
Yeah.
they're calling him. The YouTube streets have dubbed him Zaddy because he is foin with the curly, salt and pepper hair and the beard, and clearly much older than Carmen, and looked like he made a money. Okay, so what did y'all think about the date with Carmen and Mr. Zaddy? And
Well,
wait a minute, let me back up. First of all, what did you think of them coming into the restaurant as they're walking down the street? They were holding hands. What in the hot?
very, very unconventional.
yeah,
Coming to a
definitely, he
date to
definitely
meet.
clapped the cheeks before that scene.
They what?
He
Oh,
definitely, he definitely, like they definitely got it popping before the scene, probably.
oh, he came into town and he got back with his old love. Oh my
She looked
Lord!
like when she was in that scene, she was glowing.
Right. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
she really was? I thought it was the bronzer though. You saying it was something else?
it might have been the contacts. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I couldn't understand when she's sitting there at the table and she's rubbing on her amply endowed breast, and like she's like flirting with him hard and heavy. Like I'm talking about the Zaddy, the ex, the
Yeah.
so-called ex. I mean, is he
Yeah.
like not really an ex, or what's really going on? What
Well,
did you say to that, Alex?
these are one of Clifton's concerns. You know, pimping ain't easy. You know, that that dude was smooth as butter.
He
was
was.
oh my God. So
Well, you know what? When you look that good, you don't have a lot of trials and tribulations because he's like the older version of the other guy on the guy that's on the show, Donovan.
right.
I mean, these are good looking men. I mean, you can
That's
look at
probably
them
why
and tell they've always been good looking.
that's probably why he liked Donovan. You know, he actually picked Donovan over Paul. You know,
I don't know. Like this show would be hard for me. Like if I was an ex and I was like, I don't think I would be able to come on the show and tell somebody and tell my ex how to like who would be the best match for her or him. Like, you know, I don't know if I could do that, especially when we still have chemistry, because obviously Carmen and that guy still have chemistry for them to be walking hand in hand, you know. So I don't know.
Jeremy, listen, if my ex was on the show, she would throw me under the bus like Tina's ex did. We'll get to that too.
Right.
Yeah. I can't wait for us to talk about Tina. Ooh,
Right.
I can't wait.
Oh
I
my!
can't
But
wait. And
before
Sabrina.
and Sabrina, right? But before we get to them, why do you think Pimp Daddy picked Donovan over Paul? I think they both conducted themselves pretty well at Carmen's date, but he liked Donovan
because he knows that like the terminology and the stuff that Paul was talking about, that Carmen is not really for that right now. I don't think Carmen is on here trying to find her husband or her forever man. I don't think she's trying to do that. And I think that older man knows that Carmen isn't that wifey type of chick. So he's saying like, you have all your heart into this and you ain't trying to like get your feelings hurt. She's around all of these athletes. We already seen that she's not afraid to grab a cheek or two, you know. She's extremely she's extremely flirty.
Ooh, talk about Carmen.
Yeah, she's extremely flirty. She's around all of these attractive males. Of course, she may not be the most appropriate, you know, in her workplace. So
right. Exactly.
You know, so I think that's how he made that decision. And then on top of that, Donovan doesn't seem like he's really that committal anyway. Like he seemed like he's okay with both him and his girl like doing their own separate things. I feel that way, at least. I feel like
okay. but wait a minute. I gotta jump in here with the viewers. The viewers are saying okay, these comments are coming in fast. You guys got them really lit up in here. Okay, Ellen V says that no one is picking Paul. Let's be honest. Ellen V, why you say that? Why you say that? Paul is starting to grow on us like fungus. Why you say that?
Why you gotta say fungus?
because he's growing, but it's not pleasant.
Okay. Mold. He's growing on us like mold.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
black mold.
Right, black mold. A nice compliment.
You gotta
nice
call
switch.
city for asbestos.
And Kimberly says, I wish we got more of the conversations with the exes. I'm trying to understand the choices. Yeah, that part too, Kimberly. That part.
I don't know. I don't like Miss Creative said Paul is an attractive older man. I thought he was an attractive guy pre-show, like before he opened his mouth. Then I was like, oh,
there you go.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know about this.
But okay, I gotta ask you. So Jeremy, you clearly been over on the Instagram streets too. Have you watched some of? By the way, you can come to my page. Those of you that don't know, I've got the IG lives covered. Okay, over on my page. So have you really listened at Paul? Some of what he's saying, and now that when he's being himself, he's actually a very likable fella. But I think maybe he came in, as they say, as they've been saying all season. I think maybe he came in kind of hot at the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah, I mean, but like, I don't care about who you are after the show. Like, why didn't you show this wisdom and all of this great personality while you were on the show? And if you were not being yourself, then why were you doing that? Like, that makes you even more fraudulent to me. Like let Zadia tell it. She real passive, but she don't hit people. But
yeah, okay, I see your point on that. But I do think that, for some people, the cameras and all this other stuff is more than what they bargained for, what they recognized it was gonna be. So I do see that too. But okay, there.
Yeah, a lot of that Aubrey is too.
Shout out to Smart Aviation there. Okay.
Hey, and a lot of that is that's definitely nervousness. That's camera fright or stage fright, if you call it. They have to get used to this thing. They're not professional actors or actresses or whatever. And then once they get used to it and they settle down, and then I think their true selves really start to come out over time. Everybody's trying to make an impression, quote unquote, the representative in the beginning. And then once they start to settle down and get a comfort level with one another, the real person starts to come out. I think that's what we're kind of seeing with Paul as the season goes on.
Okay, and hold that thought, because I've got to do this again. You know what, guys? We're gonna move on to the Sabrina date. What do you guys think? What did you guys make of Sabrina? Sabrina had all the boys coming to the yard talking about the milkshakes.
She had three guys, of course. She had Tori, Donovan, and Demetrius. And I find it interesting that Demetrius had his own private date with her and her ex. I think his name is Milton. And she had Tori and Donovan meet together with Milton. So I wonder why they chose to do that in that respect, because as the season has gone on, Sabrina has kind of chased Demetrius.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying her any mind. He was sitting in the back of the bus, all this kind of stuff. He wouldn't talk. He wanted to be pursued or whatever, and she obliged that. And she pursued him, which, to Tori's detriment, it hurt his feelings. And I really don't think Tori has recovered from that yet. I do not think he has recovered. I don't think he will recover. I think he's deeply hurt by that for whatever reason.
He's gonna recover. I'm not claiming that he won't recover. I'm claiming that he will recover.
Not as far as the show, in my opinion.
Maybe not the show. Maybe not in time.
I see.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about the show. Yeah,
in time for the show. Yeah, which is already in the can. We know that it's already in the can. I see what you're saying. Right.
Because clearly he's still bothered by that. But
yeah, even now.
Yeah. But for her to have the three guys there, Demetrius on his own separate date, I think something's to be said for that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Jeremy?
On Sabrina or
no, well, okay, let me ask you that on Tori, on Tori, how he acted, how he behaved during the date, because he seemed to be, I felt like he was over it, but what are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree. I mean, a lot of people saying they thought he was being like a a-hole, but in my opinion, I was like, I was like, I just feel like he over it. I was like, I feel like he's not really into her anymore. I don't feel that Tori's really into anybody on the show anymore. I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, he's okay with Ace if he was to pursue her.
I
I think
agree with that.
I don't, but as far as like Sabrina, it's a wrap for her. And the thing about Sabrina is she's doing all of this juggling and she's enjoying the process, you know. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying like time's
Maybe just a
dwindling
little bit
down.
too much. Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead. Okay.
she's enjoying, like she already said the reason that she wanted to come on the show so she didn't appear as a thought in real life, because she said this is the only place I can date multiple men and not really be looked at crazy. But the thing is, in this process, at some point you have to start dwindling it down. Like, let's be real, it's not that many episodes that we have left, and you're still trying to juggle 3 guys. At one point, they're all just gonna abandon you, and then who are you gonna be left with? You're gonna be going home. Like, but honestly, I do think Donovan is gonna be the one that's gonna like pull through, because I don't think that Demetrius is. I don't know. I don't feel that Demetrius really sees it for her like that. And like he was saying earlier, she keeps on, like, she's been, like, you know, pursuing him. She's been putting on her track shoes of love and chasing him all around the Ready to Love campus.
Not her track shoes.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. You know what? That's so funny. That's so hilarious. But I think you got a good point though. I think you have a really good point, because I was looking at that like she's got 3 whole guys this late in the season. Like, really? Are you really liking all 3 of these guys like that?
Tori's done.
And like
Tori's done.
Yeah, and to me, I don't.
Tori has emotionally, he has emotionally checked out. That's clear in his body language, it's clear in his eyes. He has emotionally checked out from Sabrina.
Sabrina gives me very much like, I don't want to be like, not necessarily for the streets, but for, like, you know, I don't think that she's very committal. I don't think that she's some type of person that likes monogamy. I think that she enjoys like dating. She enjoys the gaze, the pursuit of multiple men at once. Like,
that could be, but you know, she just got out of a marriage too. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, but if you're not ready to settle down, you shouldn't be going on Ready to Love. You should just make yourself a Tinder or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, listen, Aubrey, you know that, you know, from the first episode, you know, I've liked Sabrina, so she remains on my hit parade.
Right. Yeah, I know. Sabrina, yeah, she. Well, you were the one that liked Zadia last season too, right?
It sure did. I sure did.
And I'm like,
oh, I got something caught in my throat. Lord have mercy.
I like.
So you see where I'm going with this, Jeremy, right? He liked Nadia last season. So
can I respond to one of the comments? One of the comments says,
"Oh, go ahead."
One of the comments says, like, sometimes you think you're ready. And I'm like, but the thing is, what have we learned of any, like, we haven't seen anything of substance with Sabrina. We
don't know her. I feel like we don't know her. I agree with what you're saying. No, I don't feel like we know her. We've gotten to know her. What's going on?
Yeah, she's really hasn't like really given anybody any substance. She hasn't really told anybody anything real about her life. Like, I don't know. I just don't feel that like she's really. I think that she's here maybe looking for a guy, maybe looking for a boyfriend, but I don't think that she's here like looking for love in one of these guys. But who's to say? I can't like, but I don't like Sabrina. I feel like she's very narcissistic. I feel that she's very selfish, and I feel like she wants these men to compete and berate each other. I feel that's the only reason that she kissed Demetrius, was to put even more of a fire and tension between Demetrius and Tori. I feel like that's why she did that.
Because that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that, but it could have been because some women do play that jealousy card. I know.
That's exactly what she's doing. Mm-hmm. You just like the day prior, you just said that Tori was your top choice, and then the next day, all of a sudden, Demetrius is the one that you're kissing. Like, it doesn't make sense. The only reason I could think that you would do that is to try to ignite more competition between the two, so they could try to outwoo you. So then you can
Exactly,
go into
Ellen.
these. So then you can go into these like ladies' deliberations and saying, I don't know which one to choose. They're so hard. They both give me such great vibes. You want these men to clamor all over you, and they're over it slowly but surely. And Demetrius is already losing interest because now he has nobody to compete with. That was the only reason why he stepped up, because he had somebody to compete with. But now
Yeah,
that
so
Tori don't care,
it
who's
sounds
like,
like you're saying that. So it sounds like you're saying like Sabrina is basically on some kind of ego trip, basically, too,
I
in this
feel
whole
that.
process, right?
Yeah, that's what
Wow.
I
You don't
feel.
feel like she really likes, if you were to say, if she had to pick one guy now and lead the process with that guy, who do you think she would pick, or would she pick herself?
I feel that she would probably. I feel like she would pick Donovan. She said that she wanted to have sex with him.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
I was
So
I was like,
she,
that's
she's
quite bold of
definitely
you to say on
physically
national
attractive.
television.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I've got some things that are coming in the chat, and I want to address them. So I'm not sure. Tell me what you're saying, Sheila, when you say that Tory is out. He's out of the
She,
process.
no, she's
Is
saying that
that what
Tori
you're
has checked
meaning?
out
I'm
on.
not really understanding that. Are you saying, yeah? Because he does seem like he's kind of out of it.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
checked out emotionally, like I
yeah,
said.
she's
That's what she's
saying that he
talking about.
checked out as far as
Oh,
Sabrina goes. That
checked
he's
out.
not interested. Yeah, he's not interested in her anymore. He out.
Right. That's
I don't
right.
want to know. Like, she gonna slowly
Okay.
start
Okay.
turning everybody off
Okay.
like
Then if
that.
that's the case, then that's okay. And then the next thing I want to address. Okay, this comment right here. Um, this is to you,
Ooh,
Alex. Why do you like Sabrina, Mr. Alex? And
Well,
calling you on your stuff. Come on now. Tell us about why you
well,
like Sabrina. It's like last season you like Zadia. What's going on with that?
LMV says that I like toxicity, right? And I'm just gonna
No, but we want to know why you like Sabrina.
and listen.
That's the question
But
that's on tap right now.
you brought up Zadia. They're bringing up Sabrina. I brought up Sabrina. Whatever. And now this toxicity thing has happened. And
I
all
mean
and,
Sabrina. I'm sorry.
Sabrina, yeah. And all I'm gonna say is this: throughout my life, I have come in contact with a lot of crazy chicks that I've dated. Okay. And I've dated a lot of sane chicks or supposedly sane chicks. And the crazy chicks had the bomb stuff. I don't know why
Bye,
that is.
boy, bye. Okay, back to Jeremy. Back to Jeremy. Back to Jeremy. Hold on.
Listen, you asked me the question. What? How you gonna ask
You
me a
know what?
question?
I thought that was in your 20s and your 30s. You mean to tell me this many years later, celebrating a birthday that you just celebrated,
I
you
can't.
still think the same way? Oh
I
my
can't still
gosh.
fantasize. I can't still
Oh
have
my, no.
fantasies.
I said you thinking the same way. No, I didn't. We wouldn't even know anything about your fantasy. We're not talking about your fantasy. We're talking about how you said you still like these toxic women. Oh my God. So yes, Ellen, you were exactly right. He likes toxicity.
Oh
Okay,
my
he likes
God,
toxicity.
Jeremy, help me.
I can't help you. Look, I abandoned the Titanic.
Right, exactly. When you see it's going down, let it go. But okay,
Oh my
like guys, what
God.
did you think about? Okay, what did we think about the new girl, Christina, or Tina, as she likes to be called? What did we think about her date with
Can
her ex and Paul?
can I go first?
Go ahead, absolutely,
I'm about
yes,
to I gotta
yes.
take the gloves off. I have been getting bad vibes from Tina from the beginning. Something
Oh
about
Lord,
her has always been fraudulent, disingenuous, and sneaky.
what?
Like something about her is not honest. How she dated this man in 2003 and she 31 and she talking about she was in high school back then.
Oh,
What?
I
Right.
caught that. I caught that. That would make her like 12 years old when they
I
were
was like, I was like,
dating,
I
right?
was like, she's under some type of false identity. Like look at we can see it, but she's wearing witness protection wigs, beauty store contacts. Like we don't know who she is. She's lying about her age. That girl ain't no day under 42.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say because only because of IG Live. So if I'm watching this show and I never see IG Live, I'm thinking late 30s. But having seen her IG Live, I'm thinking mid 30, 35, 36 ish. I'm thinking because the wigs. Here's the problem with this: the wigs that the ladies have to wear for purposes of production really do age them in most cases. It makes them look a good 4 to 5 years older. But you're right, though. I
Yeah.
think when she says 2003, and I think about those years, I'm thinking, yeah, she was in high school in 2003, so she's got
Right.
to bump her age up at least 2 to 3, 4 years, right?
Not 2 to 3, 4 years, because I'm 27. She's 4 years older than me. So that means if this was in 2003, that's 19 years ago. That means I was 8.
Right.
Yeah, dig that. Yeah.
And she's 12.
Right. That's why I said she was dating at 12. That's why I said the
So
year
like,
that she kind of gave her away.
So like, when y'all playing house in preschool or something for you to be busting the doors and knocking down the bathroom doors to like to get him, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, even in high school at 14 and 15, who's doing all that? But
Exactly.
who knows what kind of neighborhood? I don't know.
And then I've been side-eyeing her ever since she said she got out of an abusive relationship less than 2 years ago. She has a baby out of wedlock, which is that's not an issue at all. But I'm just saying, you said that you have a newborn baby, a toddler, you just got out of a relationship, and the first thing you're thinking about is going on Ready to Love rather than going to therapy and stabilizing you and your child's resources. But I see that's why she looking at Paul, because he is gonna be the resource.
Right. Well, she's definitely. I mean, when she said she wanted an older man, and then her ex comes in and he's a younger guy, I said, okay, I see how she's moving. You know what I'm saying?
She
Like,
said
who was it that said that pimping ain't easy?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So she's definitely looking to be kept. She wants to be a kept woman. She's looking for an older guy that's established, maybe a little bit more stable, and she wants that life, because she's an esthetician or whatever. Maybe she's tired of that. Maybe she don't even really do that, because some of these job titles have been kind of suspect to me in some ways.
Yeah,
because one minute Ace is a philanthropist, and the next minute she's an artist and the poet, and I don't know what the deal is with that. So they keep flip-flopping there.
We're running from the IRS.
Yeah, possibly. But the thing is, Aubrey and Jeremy, is like, why this dude though, the ex-boyfriend? I mean, he really threw her under the bus. She got anger issues. She got controlling issues. She's unstable. I mean, he was really throwing her under the bus, with these guys, And so the question is, has she overcome those issues? And maybe that's why with the newborn baby, maybe she's not even with that guy for the same reasons.
Oh wow. Okay. I think it did kind of give what he was saying about her did not help her case, when he was saying whatever age I'm assuming it wasn't 12, so let's move it up to 16 or 17, when she was tearing up phones and throwing phones and maybe breaking a few windows that he mentioned. I think the guys kind of like had a second take at her, like Demetrius was like, I ain't trying to live life like that. I'm a military guy.
Yeah, it was definitely giving crazy. And she been like, I was like, you've been concealing all of this crazy underneath those blue contacts. I was like, we should have seen it behind all the facade. Like she don't want to tell nobody her backstory, and that's what I don't like about this cast. Is like all of it seems very surface level to me. But I feel like last season we actually got a chance to really get to know a lot of the people past, just the surface level stuff. We got to know a lot of stuff about Sabrina and her like family turmoil, Walter and his backstory. We learned a lot about them. These people are just random strangers, and we still don't know anything about them. Like, and then we don't even know their true eye colors yet.
Oh Lord.
Lord.
Yeah.
But okay, so last but not least, we're gonna get to Miss Kia and her ex, and bringing in, of course, oh boy, the big bass voice of Clifton. What did you guys make out of that, and how Clifton was moving in that? Did you think he was moving mad, as Kojo would say?
No, I feel like he was doing what an actual person in a relationship would want. I feel like if a girl was with you and she crossed your ex, she would want you to show out and show her ex how much you're into her. So I feel like that's what he was doing. Making the ex mad.
Listen, we knew Clifton did not want to see anybody's ex. It's like Tori made a point. It may have seemed a little crass, but it made sense. He said, listen, you don't throw out the trash and go back and pick it up, do you?
I like what Tori said actually,
You,
and I'm glad you brought
you
that comment up because that kind of rung true to me what he said. But I mean, I think for the sake of the purposes of the show, they're trying to say like maybe the ex knows this woman really well, even though things didn't work out. Because Clifton also had a good point too. He was like, what can this person tell me when they've already failed before me?
But who
So
could
that
say
was his
they're the ones who
attitude.
failed? What about if the woman failed?
Well, yeah,
mm,
that's
Do
a
you
point
like?
too. Like somebody pointed out in the chat earlier, they were curious to see why didn't these couples make it? Why were these
Exactly.
exes? Because some of them was fine as all get out. I was like, ooh,
yeah.
ooh, I'll take
Right.
one of those and one of those.
Like Clifton,
You
like
fuck.
Clifton, to me, Clifton avoided actually getting to know a lot of good stuff. Like he think he gonna end up with a Joy and probably end up with a Sabrina. Like he don't know the effects of his actions. Like I'm saying, you should have really took this time to really ask them why they broke up, like what caused their issues in their relationship and stuff like that. I mean, I get that you want to check them too and everything else, but to me, like who's to say they're the ones who failed? It could possibly be the woman who failed. She stepped out. You never know. So
Yeah.
Right.
like I'm saying, so I feel like he avoided it, but I don't think that Joy is somebody who stepped out. I don't get that from her, but
But for
I don't know.
whatever reason, yeah, that they
But
things didn't work out.
but him
Go
and
ahead.
Dakia were very touchy feely in front of her ex.
Absolutely.
Dakia has admitted time and time again she's big on physical touch, and they were rubbing each other's legs and knees and arms to the point where the ex was like, "Hey, wait, I'm still here. Call,
Right. I love that. I like gotta have to remind them, like, what, get a room, you guys. I'm still here.
yeah.
We're right here. We're having this conversation. Like,
I don't want to see this.
come on back to the present. Right,
But
right.
I think Clifton was playing chess and not checkers because he said he wanted to get a reaction from the guy. And the reaction he wanted to get, he's looking at the guy to see if anything is still there in this guy's eyes. Does he still have any feelings left for the kid? Because he said, I should have did this with Joy, but I didn't.
Right.
Okay.
I was wondering why he didn't. I
Right.
want to just go back to the chat. We got to check in on the chat. So, the Miss Creative says, yeah, you know what? We were going back and forth. She was like, I told you a while back. And I was like, I don't remember. What did you tell me? Tell me again. And she said it. She said, I told you Tina wasn't 32. She has to be in her late 30s. Miss Creative, I bow down. You're correct. I was wrong. I was wrong.
And it ain't the first time.
Oh, it is absolutely the first time. And you just hushed up, Mr. Burt. Tell them about your birthday right quick.
About my birthday. About how drunk I got.
No, never mind. Continue on, Jeremy. You were saying.
Well, I wasn't talking.
Oh, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. My daughter told me, my oldest daughter, she always tells me, she says, Dad, watch how you drink that do say, because you drink too much. You got to watch what you do say. So,
yeah, that's true.
So I get too drunk on that. It's a wrap.
Drunk mind speak sober thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So
but what are your thoughts, Aubrey? You didn't give your thoughts on Clifton's date with Dakia and her ex.
I thought the same thing you guys thought. I thought it went relatively well. I want to move on though. I do want to move on for sake of time. I want to go on to the ladies in the ladies lounge, right?
Okay.
And they're talking to Uncle Nephew Tommy, and we find out that the two people at the bottom are Tori and our guy Laverne, right? So now, which one of you guys thinks that Laverne is going to take this well?
Laverne wasn't going to take it well.
Yeah, Laverne got like he has a habit of like tapping into his inner bad chick. He not
the bad chick.
Yeah, he been acting like he's on the Bad Girls Club since episode 1.
Yeah, he's had a lot of attitude. He's had a lot of attitude, and we knew because let's go back just for a second. Let's just go back to a previous episode where wasn't it Precious who had went to have one of the elimination dates with him, right? And Precious, only because she's so strong and she has really, I feel like she's such a professional lady and she's very strong and she was able to really kind of keep him in check. But I don't think any of the other women there, except for maybe Joy. Well, Joy would have been able to deal with him, and he would have dealt with Joy because he has a modicum of respect for Joy. But the other ladies, including Ace, I don't feel like he has any real respect for them. Do you guys?
Well, what's interesting is that let me go to Tori just for a second, Aubrey. And I think that Tori honestly would have been relieved had he been dismissed from the show. I think it would have been such a sense of relief to him. Now, I think he's thankful he's staying another week or two, because I think next time is the women that got to go. But I think he would have had like the world lifted off his shoulders at that point. Almost like what was it, Sean from last season, when Sean was like, "Thank you, Lord," when he got released, because they wasn't ready for this. They weren't expecting this to take place. It's very overwhelming.
When you say this, when you say this, can you isolate what you mean by this?
The show in general, being on TV, becoming an overnight star.
This kind of thing. Fame, right?
It's so overwhelming when you just was a regular Joe last week. So now your life is turned upside down, and it's kind of crazy. But to get to Laverne is going to do it. Whatever he does, it's going to be on his terms. He's going to get eliminated on his terms. He wouldn't even allow her to say the words that you are not ready to love. He told her, "I know what this is about. I'm ready to go. You guys been plotting against me." He threw Precious under the bus. Talk to your girl Precious. She told me you guys were plotting and so forth. I mean,
wait a minute, plotting what? And I want to bring Jeremy's opinion in here. Jeremy, what do you think when he said when he said Laverne said that the women were plotting against him? I mean, like, is this that serious of a deal that people have to plot against one person?
Absolutely not. I mean, I just feel that he's just so egotistical that he doesn't feel that he could be voted off without there being some type of scheme or plot. He feels that he's too good for that. He has a God complex. I don't know why. That, like, he's been acting like he's some type of GQ model I was like, he's really not all of that. I was like, if you let that hair grow out, that hairline gonna recede. I was like, you really should calm it down a little bit, Laverne. Like, you have way too much ego for this. Like,
well, we know he's bald. Now we know he's bald. Sorry, I think he's a good-looking man, but you're right. I don't know why there's a necessity to feel like and behave like you are the greatest thing. When he started comparing himself to the likes of President Barack Obama and Jay-Z, and saying that if he were in the room with these two men, that he would absolutely feel like he's still number one. I was like, you know what? I don't think so.
And the fact that he threw Precious under the bus, I'll just say it's not very manly. At all.
It's not.
He got to keep that. He got to keep that to himself. You don't do that.
Like,
what about? Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was like, I would really hate it if Precious and her asymmetrical side part has been causing drama from beyond the show after she already got eliminated by everybody who was interested in her, including Laverne.
Okay, raise your hand if you believe Laverne when he said that Precious told him, because I don't know if I believe him.
I don't know. I think it was really Ace.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think it's more likely to have been Ace. I mean, think about it, Alex. Think about it. Ace did have for whatever reason and whatever kind of connection, and I won't speak for anybody else. I'm going to say this. I don't feel that it was a romantic connection. I think the two of them were kind of on each other's coattails. Does that make sense? That they were in the show and there was really not a whole lot for them. But now, we're looking at Ace and Tori, but I think that the out front guy was Laverne. And so I think that Ace kind of went along with it because for the show's purposes, it makes sense to have more than one connection.
Yeah, but Aubrey, how many times have I said he chose Ace? She never said she chose him. Never. He's the one who said, Ace is my piece. Ace is Michelle Obama. Ace is my Jill Scott. All this kind of stuff. That he's choosing her, but she. What you say, Jeremy? What do you say?
Say it again, Jeremy. I can't talk.
What you say, Jeremy? You crazy.
mean, he was up there like he was just comparing her to all of these like historical black women: Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Shirley Chisholm, Coretta Scott King.
He was going off, about these comparisons.
She was all those people. But wait a minute, but this is the part I gotta jump in, guys. This is the part that killed me. All of that, and when the producers asked him, "What about Ace?" He said, "Oh, what did he say, Jeremy?"
He was like, "You win some, you lose some."
He said, "You win some, you lose some." I'm going home to be with my dog.
I'm going to be with my dog, and that's his ego talking. I'm not going to show I've been hurt. I'm not going to show I've been vulnerable. And this is why he says, well, he's 44, apparently. I've been dating for 44 years. We know that's not true.
Right. Like, are you 64, sir?
Right. Did you come out the womb dating? I mean, so we know, but whatever his dating practices have been, they have not worked. So you have to find out why they're not working. And not that you shouldn't be yourself. You should always be yourself, but you should always be able to pivot and evolve as a human being. You can't go through the rest of your life being the same person. If it's not working for you, you got to figure out why it's not working and how can I make adjustments. Life is about adjustments.
Right. I'm still laughing. I'm just still tickled by the chat. In the chat, Sheila is saying, "Yeah, you win some, you lose some." I mean, how do you go from this woman? I mean, on the prior episode, he was saying we are. Bless you. He was saying, Laverne was saying that Ace and I are already planning our holidays together to be together. And then you go from that to you win some, you lose some. So that's like I said, I always suspected when he came out over the top about Ace with all this Harriet Tubman and she's my Beyonce and she's my Michelle Obama. It was just like, it's so much fluff. You don't mean that. You don't really mean that.
And she never reciprocated. That was my point.
Well, yeah. Right. Well, he wasn't saying that. Mind you, I'm in this particular scenario where I'm saying he's saying all these things about her. He was in the men's lounge talking to them, and why they should save her was because she was all these things. Because remember, they were going to eliminate Ace long time ago. Remember that, guys?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I mean, do you think that he treated Sabrina fairly in that elimination date where he's, being eliminated? What do you guys make of that? And I want Jeremy, you go first. Okay.
I don't feel like he treated her fairly. I feel like he was really disrespectful, but I don't feel like that Sabrina handled it in the most mature way either. I feel like, it was like a battle of egos. She's talking about get over yourself. I was like, Sabrina, you and your 5 other options, you need to get over yourself, sis. Like, you need to calm down. and pick one that you're actually interested in. Like,
right.
I wasn't surprised. To me, like I said, I get a lot of alpha female energy from Laverne. It's very it's very like
go ahead. I gotta say something.
He was like very much like, let me tell you something, girlfriend. Like, it was very much like that. I'll go home on my own accord. You don't have to tell me anything. Let me pack my bags. Oh, I'm not in a house. Oh, I can just go home from here. But I'll leave on my own accord. I was like, calm down, Laverne. Just go home. Go home.
What do you want to say, Aubrey?
I forgot my thought now. So you guys continue on. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say he came in there hot.
He came in hot as the term they've been using all season.
Yeah,
he came in hot.
He came in there like a missile. She went in for a hug. He gave her a dap. Now people haven't been dapping all season. Everybody's been hugging.
Right. It's like he was treating her like she had like a scarlet letter or something on her forehead.
And like he said, the minute he sat down, I know what this is about. Here's the caveat to that. We know early on that Laverne and Sabrina didn't have good history, because remember, he said in the men's lounge, we was having a conversation. She said out on the phone, she said, I'll call you right back, and never did. Now, to a guy like Vern, he don't get over that. So I think
that she didn't never call him back.
She never called him back. She never went on a date with him that we seen on camera anyway. She never interacted with him whatsoever. So to get her to do the elimination, that might have been a producer's thing or whatever. But for dramatic effect or whatever.
Absolutely. It was picked for effect for sure.
Yeah, to get her to do it, Vern would come in there hot because he was on edge with her all season already. So,
Child, Sabrina said the only one I'm chasing on this season is Demetrius. That's who my track shoes for.
Right. Her track shoes.
Yeah, she liked the milk dud. I mean, that's it. She liked that milk dud. That chocolate. Yeah, she liked that boiled chocolate head. She liked that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see any efforts that he's been paying. We don't see it on camera. So whatever efforts he's making toward her end, we certainly don't see it. Do you see it, Jeremy?
I don't, and I really don't even know what she's seeing Demetrius. I'm surprised. I thought Demetrius was going to be, when they all said Demetrius' name as their top interest on the first episode, I was shocked. I was like, not Cicely Tyson. I couldn't believe it.
I was like, on your podcast, I cannot unsee that after you said, because I had to think about it and I said, oh, I do see the resemblance.
I was like, I cannot believe it. And he don't have no eyebrows either. Very heavy on the Whoopi Goldberg. I could not. Demetrius just doesn't. I just can't do it, Demetrius. Demetrius has been like, and y'all remember when he was the one who sent like Precious home and he was giving all the girls critiques like it was America's Next Top Model. I was like, what is going on here?
Wait a minute, back up. I missed that. Wait a minute. Back up. Okay, we're talking about Demetrius or we're talking about
Demetrius. We're talking about Demetrius.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about at the pool at the beach house thing? Okay, go ahead. Tell me what you saw. He
had all of these critiques and stuff, and I was like, but you haven't even showed any of these girls any type of effort. Like, I don't get it. Like what's going on? Like, who gives him the right to like critique? He's been critiquing almost all the women, and like, I don't like his attitude either. He's just very dry, very just blah. I don't like him. I don't like him. The Blazers, the like.
What's wrong with the Blazers? What's wrong with the freaking Blazers?
I don't like her.
That boy, Jeremy, that boy macking. That's all. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Don't like it.
That boy macking.
In the chat, Miss Creative has dubbed you the roast king, Jeremy.
I don't be trying to roast him. Like it just happens. So.
That boy macking. That's what he's doing.
He not macking though. He tried to go on a date with Joy, and Joy was giving him the either the whole time. Like Joy was eating him alive. Bang bang.
I can't with you guys in my ear, and this chat is going crazy. Wait a minute, Kimberly says, he said, AP, step forward. Precious, step forward, just like he was Tyra Banks. Just like he was Tyra Banks on America's Next Top Model.
I have one photo in my hand.
Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy.
I can't with you people. Okay. But guess who's coming? I can't. So what did you guys make? So Tori, he gets taken out by
Dakia.
Dakia. He gets taken out on the elimination date, the bubble date by Dakia. Mm-hmm. And so when she finally says to him, you know what, you are ready to love. What did you guys make of that? What did you guys make of Tori's reaction? Do you think there's I know you saying, Alex, that you think he's out for the season, but do you think that it's possible that he might snap back into it?
I mean, anything's possible, but I think emotionally he's checked out. Like I said, had he been eliminated, it would have been a sense of relief. Had he been eliminated,
I think he would have been happy to have been eliminated. Yeah. I mean, it's a wrap for him, and I promise y'all, mark my words, it's gonna be a wrap for Sabrina too. Sabrina trying to do all of this juggling.
That's blasphemy.
Watch your mouth, Jeremy. Men are gonna slowly get turned off by her, thought-like behavior, in my opinion. Like,
Oh no, not the thought-like behavior. Come on, that's a little harsh. Come on, Jeremy.
That's blasphemy.
yeah, yo.
Watch how you talk about my girl now.
I'm sorry, I gotta be honest. Like the way she
Right, he
kissing
has
and
to be honest.
nibbling in people's mouths, I can't. I don't know.
Oh
Well,
my goodness gracious!
I mean, you know what? Yeah,
This is so much fun.
It's something. But okay, but guess who's coming next week? So we got previews for next week. Guess who's coming next week? Who do you think they would bring back from last season of all people?
Walter.
My man Phil.
Well, you say Jeremy says Walter, which a lot of people, because it's been speculation, and I don't know if it's been proven or she's admitted to it or she said it, agreed to it, that Joy is supposedly the ex of last season's Walter, right? But we find out on the last possible second of this week's episode, we find out that Phil is best friends with Donovan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So next week, Jeremy, when the guys bring their number one dates to meet their best friend, whoever Donovan decides to bring is going to be meeting Phil. So what do you think about that?
I like child, like, is it wrong if I say something kind of mean?
Go ahead, be mean.
I mean, like that really just proves to me, like, I thought last season that Phil was kind of new to having all of these women all over him, but like if Phil is friends with Donovan, I know Phil is like the square of the group, or like the ugly friend, unfortunately. Like I just feel that I don't want to see anybody from last season. I just want that season to go into oblivion. That was a mess.
Yeah.
This is a mess. I don't ever want us to ever go into the DMV area. I just want us to forget about the DMV area. Let's go somewhere else. Like, I'm ready.
That's right.
I'm ready to love Idaho.
And ready to love Idaho. 10 or 12 or 20 black people in Idaho.
Yeah, do they have black people in Idaho? Are there any black folk in Idaho?
Utah.
Ready to love Nebraska.
Kansas.
Oh my goodness.
Anything but this.
My girl is actually in Kansas. No disrespect. Dina, aka Christina. No. Okay, so there are black people. No, I'm just joking. It's just a joke.
Hey, Aubrey. Aubrey, Miss Creative says that I know Sabrina is too young for me. Tell her I plead the fifth commandment.
You tell her. But wait a minute, but I got a better one though. Let me go back here to this one. Jay Wadley, a friend of mine, says Jeremy needs to be a regular. Aubrey is having a good time with his quips, and that's right. You said that right. Absolutely. Hey, wait a minute. but guys, it's been a good one. I want to thank you. Okay, at the end of this, we normally do this. So Jeremy, I don't know if you know about this, so I'm gonna tell you. So normally at the end, we try to pick out who was the MVP, female MVP and male MVP for this week's episode. So if you want me to give you a minute and we'll come back to you, you can say if you want to think about it or if you already have your answer.
I'm ready.
Oh, go. See, I knew he's quick on his feet. See there.
Yeah, I'll probably say the MVP for the men was Clifton and the MVP for the women was Sabrina.
Okay, now you have to explain why though.
Clifton just, well, I feel like it's a toss up between Clifton and Donovan, but I feel like, I say Donovan. Donovan was probably more so the classier choice. He didn't look like he was gonna slap anybody this episode, so he handled all of the exes maturely. He asked very, very good questions to the ones that he needed to talk to. He wasn't really overtaken by emotion, although I do love the way that Clifton handled the exes personally. I feel that if we're just trying to be, right about it, I feel like it will be Donovan this episode. Donovan has been in a lot of ladies' choices, even though he's new. He's maintained a lot of interest from the ladies. And as far as the women goes, like outside of Sabrina, the girls don't really have multiple interests. Like all of the girls just have one or two. The only reason that the three dudes are here are because of Sabrina. So Unfortunately, I
Hmm.
don't know. Like, cause Sabrina has Demetrius, she has Donovan, and she has Tori, kind of. But outside of that, the other girls like Joy has Clifton, Dakia
Mm-hmm.
has Clifton, Ace
Mm-hmm.
has Tori. Well, now she only has Tori, and then
Right.
Carmen has Donovan. You know, outside of that, Sabrina has all three of the rest of the guys by herself. So
That's very
Yeah.
insightful.
Mm-hmm.
I think you. I think Jay Wiley is right. We're gonna have to keep you around here as a regular because you bring a whole new perspective, different generation, obviously. Um, guys, oh, go ahead, Jeremy. I want you to go ahead and tell our viewers about your podcast, the name of it, and whatever else you want to share, what you cover over there. Okay.
oh, okay. Well, the name of my channel is Jeremy Speaks. I started the channel about, I'd probably say about a month ago. I was really inspired by this YouTuber called Miss Misha underscore. In my opinion, she does like a lot of reviews on Married at First Sight and Ready to Love and Love and Marriage
Oh,
Huntsville.
absolutely.
I loved the way that she did it. And I was like, I feel like she has like a similar personality to mine. I was like, I would really like to do this. And then I went on Misha Allen's live, and
Uh
then
huh.
I did her open chat, and then that's when a lot of people were saying, you should start a YouTube, and that's when I did it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your YouTube is very, very new. So guys, if you're on this live right now, even if this is on the replay, I strongly urge you to go to Jeremy Speaks on YouTube and subscribe. Check out one of his videos, like it, and subscribe because we got to keep this guy around. I mean, he's bringing so much to these YouTube streets. He's amazing. I've seen him over on Misha Allen, and we kept running across each other, and I kept saying, "Hey, Jeremy, where's your IG? I don't know how to get in touch with you." So finally today we were able to really connect again and to make this possible. So guys, show him your love. Go over there and check out Jeremy Speaks. He has very strong opinions. He's very honest, and he just really speaks his mind. And I love it.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
love it.
hood rat over there. In other words,
And I will say, Jeremy, because I think you kind of got the gist of where I was in my generation and my approach to things. So I really appreciate you keeping it PG-13 over here.
of
I
course.
really do appreciate it. But you still showed your passion, and you had me just dying laughing. You're so
Thank
funny.
you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I hope that you'll come back. I thank all of our viewers. I thank you for coming out, for subscribing, for liking this video. If you haven't done that, go ahead and do that now, please. And we'll be back next week, guys. Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank you
righty.
so much, and
Uh,
God
uh,
bless.
God bless. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry. Your last final thoughts too.
Oh, my final thoughts, which I want to thank Jeremy for coming on. It's been great having a third wheel come in and kind of have two males against the bully, who's Aubrey. She's the bully, you know. so, so, so thanks a lot, Jeremy, for coming on. We kind of double team her because she be letting me have it sometimes. But
No problem.
yeah, I love the podcast. I love what we're doing here, and I just appreciate the audience so much. And I thank you guys, and I see you on the next podcast.
See
All
you
right.
guys,
God
and
bless y'all.
God bless, and we're out.